All right, moving on to some Cowboys stuff. Want to do that?
Sure. I guess Mazi had an allergic reaction or something.
Yeah, he had a latte.
I heard it was like a shake, a protein shake, and it had like peanut in it.
How do you not know?
And it was like either mislabeled or he grabbed the wrong one or something like that. You know, they're making protein shakes for everyone. So what happened to him? Just puking?
Probably just swelled up and
He definitely swelled up. He was on the bus to the airport, but I don't think he took off. That's a weird one.
yeah, he stayed back in Oxnard.
I
thought it was milk.
I think it was like almond milk or something.
Oh, okay.
You guys know that's like actually bad for you?
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
I don't know. What
How
is
do
it?
you milk the almond? Just a little,
A little teat?
yeah. How do you do it? You squeeze. I've tried to squeeze it as hard as I can. That is a euphemism.
He's definitely on the very unfair it's always something list, guys, for me.
Well, I mean,
Like the guy just accidentally drank the wrong thing, and now I'm like, this guy.
yeah, I don't know if it's always something, but it's just kind of like, what has he ever done?
Not much.
Like, that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
always nothing. Like, you don't see him in the stat sheet. He doesn't stand out in a game or anything.
No.
And it could be a rare failed first-round draft pick.
That's
for
the
the
thing
Cowboys.
is it's rare.
It's not rare when you're talking about defensive linemen.
Okay, yeah. But it just seems in the
Taco?
past
Taco for sure, but you got Osa, which hit, but
he was second round, wasn't he? Second or third?
third, I think. But I'm just talking top 3 rounds, defensive linemen. I guess you could count Micah. Depends on what you call him. But that is a graveyard. And on the offensive line, it's Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And Guyton seems to be,
Seems like
The
a
real
solid
deal, too,
starter.
yeah.
Yeah,
which is great.
it is great. They need it. But yeah, I don't know. It's I don't what does he have? Mazi have one more year left? Like they're not going to 5th year option him. I can't believe they took him in the first round.
I thought he was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got 2 more till you have to worry about that. This is his second year. So he's
Okay,
got 2 more years, and then
it'll
you
be
can
the club.
decide on the
Yeah.
5th year option.
Does he make the roster next year?
Yeah, I mean he'll be under his rookie deal.
I don't think,
But
doesn't feel like they're a team that would
just move on.
release. Like, I've heard people talking about should they release Trey Lance
How could you do that after that performance the other night?
easily. I don't think he was great.
No.
Like, he had stats,
He has stats.
which
He
does
can
happen
run.
occasionally in fantasy
Score a touchdown
football.
on you.
Yeah, he can run, but even though his stats are way better than they were game 1, he just doesn't. I don't know, man. He doesn't inspire any confidence at all.
No.
Like, if you're looking out there and thinking, I'd rather have Cooper Rush be my quarterback, well, that tells you all you need to know. The guy's been in the league like 3 years.
It is funny, though, just to play the Raiders and realize
For
that
4 years.
they don't have a quarterback at all.
Dude.
Like, whatever that is. Gardner?
What about Gardner Minshew? You guys don't like Gardner
Aiden
Minshew?
O'Connell and Gardner Minshew are their 2 options. And, like, they both have to play in the preseason because both of them suck. And Trey Lance can't get on that team. Like, he was available for anyone who wanted him. And that's an NFL team debating whether they're going to start Aiden O'Connell at quarterback.
And I believe famously,
There's no way they would touch Trey Lance.
didn't Jerry say, like, he made that trade?
Wasn't getting off the phone.
Like, he didn't even ask anyone else, like, in the organization?
Yeah.
He's just like, whoa.
We got to go before this becomes a good time.
I don't know what that was.
Formerly, what, 3rd overall draft pick? Because I keep
You
wanting
got
to
it
say
this time.
Here we go.
second.
You got it this time.
But yeah, like that allure of that was just too much. Oh my God, what if he does turn out? Without thinking about the salary cap implications, without thinking like Mike
sometimes-
Shanahan has had him for 2 years.
Kyle, but yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, Kyle Shanahan. And that's really interesting that they even did that.
Everybody gets one wrong, man.
Yeah, but that's a major one.
It was
Like
pretty
just
major.
a couple years before, they had pants the Bears.
But it makes sense, though. Like, if you see him play football, it makes sense that he would be great with Kyle Shanahan.
Like, do you think Shanahan's like, look, I just give me the raw, something I can really mold. He's very athletic.
Yeah.
He can fit into my offense for sure. I will make him. So you have to really give Shanahan a lot of credit for, like, let's just get rid of him.
And John Lynch, yeah.
Get whatever we can.
Somebody called Jerry.
Huh?
Somebody called Jerry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we're finding out he didn't fit in San Francisco because he's just not accurate.
No.
And a lot of that offense is just run after catch, and Lance is just spraying it all over the place.
And Purdy can at least do that.
Yeah. And so
Put it where it needs to go.
I'm curious if Jerry just thought this was kind of a leverage play with Dak.
That's not a bad idea or a bad point. I mean, but a 4th-round pick to piss off your quarterback seems like a really cut off your nose to spite your face type thing. I was pretty sure by the time we got back here today that, like, from the trip that we would have a Dak deal. And that just seems to have completely died down.
You got to think they're talking about it, but I don't know.
No reports?
Maybe my dream's going to happen.
Go to the market?
Let him hit the market.
Yeah, why would Dak want to sign now? He's just a few months away from hitting the open market?
Yeah, no, he's got them bent over, for sure.
Right. He would want to sign now if they gave him a deal that he could get on the open market.
Right.
You think? I think the price goes up if he hits free agency.
Yeah, but he's going to make them pay like he's on the open market, even if he signs it before he gets to the open market.
I mean, there is a case for he does know he's the Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
Are you about to do a take less?
Not take less, but take equal or maybe the slightest, the Dirk discount was like $2 million or something.
Yeah, and he was lauded for it.
Yeah. But so the slight, not, he's not going to take $10 million less like Brady, but just kind of like it would be easier and better, and he lives here, and you're the Cowboys quarterback. And
yeah, but what if that sucks?
What do you mean?
Steven and
Cowboys
Jerry
quarterback.
and now yodeling kid is giving you tips on how to throw.
I think it's great for like the start of your career to build your brand, but at this point, even if he were to end up in wherever.
But I mean, he's got weapons around him. They're going to always keep that, he's got a really good young offensive line. He's got weapons around him, provided they lock up CD, which they will.
They will. But I mean, other teams
they
can
realize
that
offense,
too.
They're not going to ever build this team around defense. They know offense sells tickets, and they love a great fantasy team.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to get $65 million a year next year.
Jesus.
And be the highest paid NFL player, and all this will be moot.
Next year here?
Yeah. Which is, again, the bumble-effed worst way they could have possibly handled this.
I got to think Jerry and Steven are like talking to the coaching staff, because Jerry and Steven don't know themselves, but the coaching staff has to be like, it's Trey Lance, man, no. We can't be moving forward with Trey Lance. So it's either Dak or you're starting totally over. And what does that mean?
Yeah,
unless Shador falls in the draft,
which he could.
See, I knew there were two names just now.
Oh, what was the other one?
Baker, like if there was some sort of a trade available for the Bake Show.
There was boy, that would have been great. What did they trade for him? Did we determine 5th rounder?
Yeah.
Like you could have had Baker for cheaper than you would have had Trey Lance.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I want it for you.
Yeah.
I want LeBron to own the Mavs. I want Mike Tyson to buy our podcast somehow. I want Tiger Woods to give you golf lessons, and I want Baker Mayfield to be the Cowboys quarterback at some point.
Yeah. I've given up the Johnny Manziel dream.
That's big of you.
Yeah.
But professional golfer though, right?
I have not given up that dream, but I think I still have 7 years on that, right?
For Johnny?
Yeah. Or he gave us 7
He gave himself 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. Brandon Aubrey.
How about that?
He's like a robot.
You know what's weird?
I found his weakness, kickoffs.
Yeah, that's a weird one. We're working it
out.
I'm just hoping like his little short kick he's got to make for kickoff, like he's trying to whatever you call that. He's just nubbing it. He's
Kind of
Don Cockcrofting it. He's
It's a half-foot kicker.
Kind of.
yeah. Like, is that? I don't want that to ruin the rhythm that Brandon Aubrey like kind of has, because on kickoffs he would just boot it right into the end zone, and now he's got to like kind of play it.
Yeah, but he did tell us that it's going to save his leg, which is
Not
good.
Pounding one out of the end zone every time.
Kicking it as hard as he can.
You know what's weird is like we don't know him that well at all. He probably meets 7,000 slap Ds like us in the course of a month. But whenever he's lining up a kick, I get nervous, like I'm watching a family member play sports.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm like, fingers crossed,
Yeah.
66. I think
But ever
you got
since-
this, Obs.
Like when he told us his whole routine on how he figured it out, and they mapped it out and
Yeah.
marked it on the, I love kind of watching him go through it,
Yeah, it's really, really cool, but it makes me nervous.
because I wonder if that's.
Because it goes so fast, dude.
What do you mean?
Just think about what happened to Dan Bailey.
Oh, you just get in the yips or whatever.
They gave him like a 5-year fully guaranteed deal.
Yeah.
Dan Bailey. At
Yeah, he
one
was
point, he was
great.
the most accurate kicker in NFL history, and then he just couldn't find a job.
Yeah.
He just bombed,
Well,
which
we
is
have
why
the
your
new-
wife is telling you, go back out there and play in that game, even if we have a new kid, because we need that job.
Yeah. No, but he is definitely. I don't know. He's a robot.
He's a robot.
I love it. 66-yard
steel
field
toe.
goal, and it absolutely would have worked.
It hit
From
the
70.
net, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so funny once he does it too. It fires everyone up. Like
Oh, yeah.
McCarthy can't believe it. He's just laughing. Like, okay, I have Trey Lance who can only get it. Actually, Trey Lance barely got that. Was that that was a scramble from the pocket, right? Yeah, that's right. He had to slide, and they got the timeout in. That was incredible.
I love our
Um,
little special teams buddies.
Who's the color commentator on the Cowboy game?
Isaiah Stanback, I think.
Blue Star Network.
Yeah.
Slow it down a little bit.
Talking too fast for you?
I think he's just so excited to be in the booth and to show what he can do. And
Yeah, it's tough for those guys because they get 3 games a year,
right.
and it's hard to establish a rhythm. But I thought they got way better for game 2.
You think so?
Yeah, and I didn't realize that Bill Jones had been doing games for this long, because they played the Romo clip from 20 years ago, and it's Bill Jones on the call.
Oh, really?
Mickey's walking all over him. It was great.
That's a very unnecessary shot.
Well, he's been he's like the CBS weekend guy, right?
Bill Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Channel 11.
Mhm.
So, like, Babe is with CBS, so I'm sure Babe hooked him up there to get him. Well, CBS obviously runs the games, but
I just want to say respect to Bill Jones. It feels like you guys are kind of trampling on his career right now. And
What do you mean? I was just surprised he's been calling games for that long. That's all.
Donovan used to say that he had a bird mouth.
like tiny little mouth.
Really?
Like that little bird that would peck the water. But yeah, when's the next game? Do we even know? Or preseason is just so crazy.
And
but
the thing is, too, like, it's going to be obsolete very soon.
the thing is, you look around the league though. I'm seeing. Oh, Mahomes was playing.
Behind
Yeah.
the back
And-
pass. Just
Yeah, I'm just
Goofing
saying.
around.
All these other players don't, find some, or coaches find some value in it, but they're just so afraid that, like, if they put Dak out there, he'd get hurt.
I don't know. To each his own.
I thought the weirdest one was the Hall of Fame game with Caleb. Like, okay, dude, we're really at the point where the 1-1 on a new team
Well, they're
can't
playing
play
it this
in the
week. Though.
preseason. I know, and they had an extra game, but still.
Yeah, might as well see him just a little bit.
So yeah, the final game is Saturday, Cowboys Chargers, and then I don't know. I mean, I feel like eventually you're going to go down to 2 and then 1 game, and then none, and you'll just have those joint practices like the ones that we saw in Oxnard.
Well, there's going to be an 18-game schedule. That's no doubt.
So that'll
Sure.
take one off.
Yeah, I think I've heard Jerry say 20.
Eventually, I think
That's insane.
your son will see a 20-game schedule.
Although now when you put it like that, I like it.
What do you mean?
He gets more football.
Yeah, football's good. What do you guys think of the running back room?
I would like to keep Deuce.
He seems like the classic guy that every year you're going to say, in preseason, like, because he's playing against third stringers.
Yeah.
And, you're going to, like last year, I didn't think there's anything wrong with him. And then he gets out, like, in a real game. It's like, whoa, it's tiny.
I know, but I'd rather have him than Royce Freeman, who we know. And his dad's part of the coaching staff. Remember that?
Like he's a scout,
There was
right?
a cool video.
Remember that cool draft moment?
Yeah. I don't know.
That was probably another Jerry pick.
He's not an NFL player.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Is Zeke?
Probably not. Probably not. But I mean, he's a Cowboy, and those are two different things, right?
So he'll be a significant contributor, or at least
first carry.
First carry of the season.
That's a good guess.
I really like seeing the in person. Like he just does that, like literally, like he's Beavis.
He seems like a nice guy.
He is a nice guy, but he just walks around and does that. Like he walks up to kid with autograph, and he's like, and then he walks up to the podium. Like he's just constantly in that weird phase that only Zeke can occupy.
Don't hurt me.